Oh, hey, I guess we're live. I guess I'm live. Hey, y'all. Welcome back. This is Mike from Mike's Magic Auto Detailing and Paint Enhancement here in a sunny Sharpsburg, Georgia. Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope Miss Vicky can join us here in a minute. If not, I'll tag her when I upload this video. The owner of this pretty nifty little Beamer. What a difference a few hours makes. Wasn't all that many hours ago. Sally was covered with snow, a fine layer, a little dust. Other parts of Noonan got a lot more snow than I did over here. It was just barely, just a bare dusting. Oh boy, she was grumbling. Oh my goodness. She said it's bad enough to leave me outside, but in the snow. But, sorry Sally, we'll get you cleaned up, sweetie. But, wanted to catch y'all up on our project here. Our 2014 BMW. Still got some spots on here. There's a hazy spot right there. I gotta go back and hit that right quick. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'll show you how I'll do that here in just a minute. That won't take but just a minute. I have several others on here I noticed. Spent a lot of time today. The paint correction is done. About 99% done. Just a few little touch-ups here and there. Like that hazy spot I just saw on the roof. Well, actually I saw it earlier. Hey, Miss Melanie! But after I did all the paint correction, then I had to go back and clean up the mess. And it made a heck of a mess. Air compressor, Melanie. Turn that off. Good Lord of mercy. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. What's really aggravating, Mel, is when I forget to turn it off at the end of the day. I'm sitting down watching TV or something, getting all relaxed, and that thing cuts on. I'm like, gotta go out to the garage and turn that off. But like I said, all the paint correction is mostly finished. Oh man, what a marathon that turned out to be. The paint, the clear coat on these BMWs is extremely hard. Which is good news, bad news. Means it's harder to scratch, I think. But once it gets scratched, it makes it very difficult to correct it. And so I had to go little spot by little spot, do my wet sanding, that sort of thing. And after each step, I would check the paint thickness, because my goal was to correct this paint as much as possible without removing too much clear coat. Yeah, some of these scratches that are left could be corrected, like there's some in that little groove right there, but it's too risky in my opinion to go back and try to remove those completely, because you will have to remove too much clear coat. There was a pretty deep scratch right there. I don't know if I can catch the light just right for you guys or not. I can't seem to pick it up. But anyway, it's all done. It's all clean. The glass has been polished. All the metal parts, including the wheels, have been polished. You know, all the badges. This, I call this fake metal. I think those are actually plastic. All that's been polished. All inside of here. The emblems all down there. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All these little spots in the mirrors right in here has all been polished as best as they could be. The front end was a pain. The rear end was a pain. Get inside all these little numbers and stuff like that. Took the license plate off, took the license plate holder off, and got that as good as I could. Some dust on here, that's okay. But overall, Mel, I don't know if it can get much better than this. Possibly. I could possibly spend a couple more days with it. But as I said before, I think some parts of this paint, it would be a little risky. Might remove too much clear coat. So this is almost probably about 99% as good as it can get without removing any more clear coat, which is always the goal, because your clear coat provides not only shine and gloss, but it also provides you with your UVB protection. In BMW. These wiper blades, Melanie, are and were a pain. They won't stand, you can't fold them up. The hood's in the way. I tried opening the hood and folding them up. Apparently there is no way you can lift them up about that far, an inch or so, but then they'll hit the hood. So I couldn't figure out how to do that. So I had to just work around them as best I could. The glass was all polished, Mel. And so now my next step is the entire vehicle has got to be paint prepped probably a couple of times to make sure there is no residuals left behind from all these other products I've been using, so that I have absolute virgin clear coat here, so that when I apply the TR8 titanium sealant, it will bond properly with the clear coat. As with everything else, that TR8's really good stuff. And it's good stuff if you don't prep properly, but if you prep properly, it will last a very long time, 8 months to a year, and is easily refreshed. After you wash your car, you can just reapply it, and it's not difficult to apply. Your 6-year-old could do it. That's how easy it is. And when Miss Vicky comes to pick up her car, I will provide her with some product so that if she washes it herself and she wants to refresh the sealant, she can do so. And I'll give her a couple of towels as well. Same thing for the glass. I'll provide her with the tools that she needs if she's going to do a wash by herself. I even spiffed up the headlights just a little bit. I did not do a full restoration on them because they're not that bad, but I just freshened them up a little bit, compounded them, polished them, and I will seal those as well. I'll do a little cleanup on the tires after that. They just got some splatter on them from where I was detailing, even though I had them covered up. And I will put the probably optimum tire coating on these, dilute it down just a little bit to get rid of the high shine, so that it leaves kind of a matte shine on the tires. And it's a water-based coating, so you won't get tire sling all over the car like the coating that was on there did. It was a silicone or petroleum-based product, obviously. As you saw in the previous video, got up under the door handles with that little nano polisher, I call it. And what I'm doing is, I did it when I went around and used a rinseless wash to get all the dust off and the splatter. You sling stuff, it goes all over the car sometimes when you're buffing, and remove that. And so what I will do is carry my little mini nano polisher, whatever I call it, a mini polisher with the 1-inch backing plate on it. It's very small, and it's cordless. I carry that with me, and if I run across a hazy spot like I just saw up on the roof there, usually it's pretty simple just to grab that polisher and this stuff right here. It's about the only time I use it. This is what they call a true one-step polish. It has a little bit of cut to it. You know, so they got the scale on all their bottles. Coke Chemie does. The top sliding scale is the cut, and the bottom one is the gloss and finishing ability. It's kind of just of a So you don't have to get the compound out and then you have to get another buffer and another polish out. It does a really good job to me of spiffing up. I've never used it to do an entire car with yet. I have something else for that. But it is a one step at least behind nothing. Where an all-in-one is very similar, Melanie, an all-in-one polish like 3D, which I have a gallon of, and I sold part of it to Mark Smith, is that it does leave behind a polymer, so that all you have to do basically is buff once time, and then you get your microfiber towel, you clean that up, it leaves behind the protection, adds a little gliding sauce, and you're done. You know, I don't like doing that to people's cars because to me it's inadequate, but sometimes that's all people want, and a lot of people are happy with that. In fact, after this car, I've got a big truck coming, Melanie. I think that's all he wants because he's getting ready to sell it. He just wants to improve the curb appeal on it a little bit so that he can sell it. But oh my goodness, this car is absolutely 180 degrees from where it was at when it got here. There were some places I was a little disappointed I wasn't able to do better than I did initially. Like these little rails right here were kind of disappointing. But as I told y'all before in another video, this is different paint than this. This is not metallic. This is a flat, what we call piano black. I think you can see all the crud that's still on there. But wet sanding all the way down to 800 grit would not remove it, which tells me that it has embedded way into the clear coat, possibly all the way down to the base coat. So you cannot remove that stuff. But it still looks way better than it did. And what tells me I think this came from the car wash is that it's really bad on both sides from here up to about here, and then it's not as bad the rest of the way, and that's from the way the brushes and those sensors that are in those machines at the car wash function, because this juts out a little bit further when you get back and look at it and line it up than these parts do. You see all the way back here, this all turned out pretty fair. Oh, that's just a little residue I need to wipe off there. It'll come off with the paint prep. Got all these little rubber things as clean as possible. They will be sealed as well. Rubber seals, that's what I was trying to think of. I even got down in like all of these little cracks in here because this is a hardtop convertible, Melanie, and this is part of the hinges where it folds back in on itself. I guess it goes down in the trunk somewhere. I don't know nothing about these convertible hardtops to speak of. I've done them before, but I've never owned one or actually ever seen one function. I don't know that much about them. Oh boy, but this is a nifty little car. This thing does everything but drive itself, I think. It's great, great car. Fancy. Man, it's got all kinds of bells and whistles in there. But yeah, all that down in there was all done, all polished up and everything. That was another get on your butt and just scoot along. This would be so much easier. If my garage was big enough, I'd get one of those portable lifts so that I could lift it up. It would be so much easier. But you have to improvise, adapt, and overcome. But my goodness. What do you think, Melanie? You think that'll do? Of course, when the TR8 goes on there, it will increase the shine and gloss a lot. It's already in the high 90s, which is excellent. It may, in fact, break 3 digits, which the gloss meter gives you how much gloss your paint has from, I think, 30 to over 100. I forget how high it goes. It can only go so high. But anyway, I'm going to get back to work, see if I can't finish this thing up today, I hope. Of course, then there's the paperwork. All right, y'all. Y'all take care. Appreciate everybody dropping by. Like, tag, share, follow. Give me a thumbs up. Of course, that's a finger. A thumbs down. All that stuff. Comments. Everything. Everything. They say it helps my algorithm, Mel. Alrighty then. Man, that emblem looks good, don't it? Oh man, oh man. I appreciate y'all. Back to work for me. Bye now.